Yeah, I don't know what all that's about, really. Um, Maybe there's multiple browsers, or could be anything. I don't really have a good idea. There's a couple people here. There he is, my man Marsfield Lime. Good evening. I know. I don't know. I don't know why. We've we've got the notifications turned on. I mean, yeah, that's probably it. Is probably got to start like 3, 4, 5 days earlier. Yeah, it's my bad. That's cool. That's cool. I don't know. Do you guys have to turn on the notifications yourselves, or is this something that is done from my end? Because I really am just relying on my wife to help get everything set up and to advertise and so forth. But it's, you know, I guess ultimately it's my responsibility to make sure that you guys are informed. So I'll do a better job the next time. But how y'all doing anyway? How's everything going? Is everything good there where you are? Yeah. Yeah, it's the YouTube algorithm, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how these things actually work in terms of pushing views or notifications or getting out there. I know there's SEO areas. There's, there's other ways to get views, like advertising on social media and so forth and so on. Oh, he's sick. Chad's sick. What's going on with him? What's going on with Chad then? Has he got the flu or COVID, or just maybe he's just wore out, tired? Because I know he's been burning the candle at both ends, so to speak. So he could be, yeah, could just be worn down. He needs to take some couple days every now and then, or a day at least, and just relax and rest, because he does a lot of work. He puts a lot of work in, that's for sure. But yeah, it's all good. I mean, we're trying to move forward. I don't know, again, what the technology, the particulars of the technology are, because I don't really know that much about it. I mean, I know what I'm told and what I understand, but that's probably not a lot. I know that there's certain words, key phrases, or words that are important. I know that if you put things in brackets or parentheses, that sometimes helps. I know that there's a certain time of the day to release things. I, that's that math, man. From everything that I hear about it, I mean, it's it's like everything else. I mean, when you've got an upside that is extrinsic to your own heart and mind. In other words, if if you have to adjust your mind by way of boom, boom, taking a substance or smoking or drinking or whatever, yeah, that's different than if you can just find it another way without it. Because the downside, there's probably an upside, I'm sure, or everybody wouldn't be doing it. but downside is what is hurting everybody. The meth in particular, but the fentanyl, I don't know if the oxycodone is so prevalent. I I know nothing about it really. I really don't know anything about any of it because I don't use, and I'm kind of insulated in a way. I mean, I went out and did some interviews for this, what they call a PIT count, point in time count. So a few of the people that I talked to, I could tell that they were, buzzed up. And these are people that are living in tents or living, some of them even on the ground, just in sleeping bags and stuff. We go out, we work with this other nonprofit and we just go out and look for these people and count them up and interview them later on. And then the county uses that information, I guess, to get more services, to get more money from the state or what have you, or to determine, I guess, what steps to take next to try to alleviate all that. But yeah, oh wow. Hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what you got to do, bro. That's what you got to do. You've got to just, people, and I say this, and, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it has any real meaning or import or what, but I just know that if you can feel good about yourself and your life without having to rely on some kind of substance that's going to, have a big downside to it, you're way better off. I mean, that's just like simple arithmetic. It's like 1 + 1 = 2, right? It's very simple. Don't don't allow yourself to, um, the cost benefit analysis. If it's costing you more, and I think in just about every case, it's got to be costing more because if you added up all the costs, not just the money, but the cost to the person in other ways, like, brain cells and relationships and trouble with the police and this, that, and the other thing, I don't know if it's even worth it. I don't think it is. Can't be. But to make that logical or rational decision is different than actually, doing it or making a practical decision to cut down or to leave it alone altogether. But yeah, there's other ways. There's other means. We practice meditation. We just, we just kind of chill out a little bit. We just kind of, I'll drink some beers. You know, in the past, I've taken the CBD. I'll take aspirin every now and then, Motrin, maybe once in a while a gabapentin prescription, that I have. I don't take them all the time, but it's sporadic, and I feel pretty good, generally speaking, without that stuff. So I think, Marsfield, I think you're right. Getting back into your culture, getting back into the real rhythm of your own life is pretty important. I think that's really where the rubber meets the road. You've got to get into the spirit of your own life, your own existence. And that's just called mindfulness. It's called being aware, or putting yourself, taking yourself through the steps where you can be aware. So yeah, I don't know what's going on here today. Doesn't look like there's anybody tuned in right now. I don't know if there is or not. but hopefully um, some more people will show up and we'll be able to get a conversation going. If not, then, I'll cut it short and I'll go do something else because I've got a lot of other stuff to do, that's for sure. But one thing I wanted to say was this, that we're gonna do something pretty cool with the membership channel. We're gonna do something pretty cool with it. We're gonna create another tier, another level. But we're gonna offer a whole lot of programming and incentives, and we're thinking about actually offering, one stock certificate, if you will, in Time Tracker Enterprises, for each month of membership on that upper level. And, we'll just take whatever proceeds we get and we'll plow it right back into the creativity and the projects that we have going under our nonprofit. So we'll just keep rolling that way. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're doing good. We're doing well. Hanging in there, getting things done little by little, and just waiting for some. Yeah, Marsfield for sure. Blockheads we're going to put that up exclusively on the next ones are actually going to be. The reason I put it out there was because, obviously I want more people to see it. It's everybody that looks at her has seen it, which really isn't that many people because of this or that or the other thing, but eventually, yeah, it's got merit, it's got legs, and I'm going to try to keep putting one episode a week, and like I say, the next ones will be only available to the members, and yeah, I think it's got merit. I think it could go somewhere. I mean, the right people take a look at it, but if nothing else, I like it. It's fun. It's, I get a lot of laughs out of it because, I do tend to laugh at some of these things and think that it's pretty funny sometimes. Whether else does other than you and I, Marsfield, I don't know, but yeah, it's going to go somewhere. But that's what that's what the stock is going to play into, because Blockheads is going to be part of Time Tracker Enterprises, and you indeed can run a for-profit business or enterprise under a nonprofit. A lot of people don't realize that, but it's legal and it's really the best of both worlds. You still have to pay, with any nonprofit, you still have to pay taxes on salaries, which, I don't get a salary right now. It might be well into the future before I would ever even qualify for one. I don't know. So, right now it's just a startup, but I like to think yeah, well, country, it's true. I mean, when you're locked in those cages, when you're locked in those small spaces, and there's nothing to do, and you have an active mind. What I hated worse than being locked alone in a cell was being locked in with 20 people or 25 people in the same little small space, where there was standing room only, or like the bullpens or the holding cells, stuff like that. That's what yes, I did. We had to go buy a a Macy's, a Nordstrom. Yeah, it was different. I mean, that's some high class shit happening there. I don't know. I'm not used to like high class stuff. I mean, I like high class stuff. I have an affinity toward it in a way, but I can't see wasting money just for. I guess if you've got money like those people got, you're not really worried about it. But I would still be worried about it, even if I did have money like that. Not that I'm a cheapskate, but I guess some people would beg to differ, right, Emma? But yeah, it's all good. We're making it. We're doing it. We're having some fun in the process, and everything seems to be moving along pretty good right now. So, we'll just keep stepping. We'll just keep stepping. But I want to give people an incentive, a real incentive, to, to come with me on this journey, to come to this next level. Because I don't know, I've got people telling me, like, I talked to this consultant for marketing for YouTube, and he's like, hey, there's people that are making 30, 40, $50,000 a month, and they've got 20 videos or 30 videos up. So, you've got to get these views, and you can't do it organically because you'll spend the next 6, 7 years just building up to what you could build up to in a week or two if you hire our services or and of course I can't hire their services, but I could sure listen to them. Ah, I love aquariums. I love those places. I love zoos, man. I don't know why. I don't love them like I the oldest memory I have is being at the Burnett Park Zoo in Syracuse, New York, upstate. And there was this big ape, like a lowland gorilla. It was huge though. And his name was Coco, his name. And all they had in that, it was inside, it had this real thick glass, the safety glass. No bars or anything, just real thick safety glass and a metal frame. It had this big tire on a rope, and this guy, he was just pissed. His eyes were red, angry. There were, just, the water around, the water around his nose and his nostrils, and, just flaring. And he was mad as a wet hornet. He was pissed about being in there. And he would beat on that glass. He would pound on that glass and make that whole place, that whole inside just shake. Oh, wow. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to keep that in mind, country. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep that in mind. Baltimore Aquarium. Yeah, I felt bad for old Coco. He was mad as hell. And he'd take his fists and just pound. Boom, boom, boom. And he was powerful. He was powerful. And, sometimes I thought, oh my God, he's going to break that glass. That glass has to break. I mean, it'd be moving that far. It'd be moving 3, 4 inches every time he hit it. Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool, Marsfield. Sure. That's way cool. I love to do stuff like that. I love being outdoors. I love the wildlife. I love animals. All of that. How big was that brown bear? Was it a pretty good size one? Brown bears are vicious too. They're big. They get big. They're vicious too. They're like the the brown version of a polar bear. I think the brown bears are they bigger than a grizzly? Yeah. Yeah, they got some big heads on them though. I think they're bigger than a grizzly. Is a brown bear bigger than a grizzly? Does anybody know? I think they're one of the bigger bears. I know the polar bears they can get pretty damn big. Yeah, grizzlies are pretty vicious too. That I remember seeing that video about those two like Swedish people or something that went up to film the grizzlies in Alaska or somewhere. And this one old grizzly, they thought they had befriended him. And you know, he's losing his teeth and maybe wasn't able to catch the salmon anymore. But anyway, those two people, those two human beings, a man and his wife, out there filming those grizzlies, guess what? Yeah, they got eaten. Both of them got taken out. And they think that it was that old grizzly that did it. Because, you know, these are animals. They're thinking like animals. They're not, you know, if they're already full or if they're not hungry, then they're not going to be looking at you like you're a meal, right? But if they're starving, if they haven't eaten for a few days, I mean, it's the same with humans. It's the same with humans. After 2-3 days of not eating, yeah, you get to the point where, yeah, you will eat just about anything. If, you know, now I've been on hunger strikes and stuff like that where, you know, you just have to discipline your mind and your body to, you know, you drink a little bit of water here and there and try to keep enough in your stomach so that you feel a little bit full. But after a while, you do get weak, and then you start getting lightheaded. You get really hungry after the first 3 or 4 days. You get super hungry. Yeah. Yeah. Brown bear, half a ton, man. 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds. Can you imagine trying to fight off a brown bear? I'm just going to cover the back of my head, the back of my neck. I'm going to lay face down, and I'm just going to lay there, play dead. That's all you can do, play dead, and hope they're not hungry enough to start eating on you. If they start eating on me, man, then I'm going to fight. But, yeah, I'm just going to play dead until they sniff around and walk off. They start trying to chew on my intestines or something, though, I'm going to have an issue. I'm going to go off. But yeah, I love animals. Love zoos, love aquariums. I love all that stuff. I haven't been. Yeah, the cougars, man, the cougars. Cougars. Mountain lions. Those fellas, those cats are pretty rough too. They're strong as they can be, fast. I saw that one little short video where the guy was wow. That guy dreaming that and it's his own skull. The bear's just chewing away. I think you might notice that though. At least when you got up in the morning, half your skull was gone or something, you'd probably notice. But yeah, that's when you, I guess, wear a hat. I don't know if Kevlar would be any good. You'd probably need something like an army helmet. But yeah, I mean, animals are animals. They're pretty vicious sometimes. They can do a lot of damage. I know that You have to be careful, like with small animals, pets. If you live around cougars or bears or really wolves or any coyotes, they'll snatch them up and run off with them. Yeah, I went swimming. I went swimming at this public pool, and yeah, it was all right. I mean, it's a little bit of a fiasco because, well, look, I need to get me a pair of flippers. I need to get me so that, with flippers, I can I can navigate. I mean, I can swim. I've I grew up as a swimmer, so rivers, lakes, diving, jumping off bridges, cliffs too, all that stuff. Um, but yeah, I haven't been swimming in some time now, but I'm looking to go. I'm looking to go to the YMCA. Yeah, honey badgers. Those are some tough, tough, tough sons of bitches right there. Honey badgers? Yeah, yeah, I know about them. They're almost like a. Hey, there he is. Hi, John Wolf. Those honey badgers are almost like a wolverine. They've got these really uh, tough claws, these really sharp and long curved claws, and really, really, they've got a set of teeth, man. They're definitely carnivores. They're looking to crunch some bones with those teeth. They remind me a little bit of, I guess their teeth remind me of the hyenas. They're probably not anywhere in the same class, like jaw power, pressure, like a hyena has, but honey badger. Honey badger, I think don't the honey badgers use the birds, like they work together to find the honey? Like the honey badger will look to the bird and the bird will fly a little ways. Yeah, yeah. I think I saw something about the honey badger using the birds to locate the honey. The birds know where the honey is, but they can't get to it. So the honey badger will go there and, get it out, tear it out of the tree. The bird will show them where it is, they'll get it, and then they leave something for the bird. It's like, okay, here's your cut, buddy. But yeah, animals are animals, right? We all have these instincts. It's part of our biology. And if you look at it, these influences and impulses that are really part of our physiological makeup, this is what really, I think, drives some of us into these, modes of behavior that civilized society considers to be against the law or not right or whatever. But I mean, look at how animals do each other. There's all kinds of violence, territoriality. You're not coming to my territory. This is my hunting ground. It's my neck of woods, and they'll fight to protect it. They'll fight to the death to protect it. Then you have the thefts, where animals steal from one another or con one another. Look at those birds, those dodo birds that I guess like these other birds will come and push the eggs out of the nest, and then they'll bring their own and put it there or lay their own there. And then these other birds will come and they'll think this giant egg is their own bird. Shoebill stork. Shoebill stork. Yep. Got that like shoehorn type Mm, mm. I think they've got that rounded um, beak. I think it rounds a little bit. I'm not sure if those are the same ones, but it strikes my recollection that way. Yeah, animals are cool. Animals are way cool. Love animals. Don't really like seeing them in captivity, but yeah, I guess. I mean, where else are you going to see a giraffe? Where else are you going to see like an elephant? Elephants are pretty cool. I love elephants. Love them. I love elephants. I like all animals, really. I love all animals. Really, I do. I'm a big animal nut. Yeah, I love animals. Animals are so cool. I'd like to be able to like carve animals somehow, just like make these big carvings of grizzly bears and honey badgers and brown bears and all of that, right? Huh. I didn't know that either. Built-in kickstands, like a tendon or something that helps keep them up. It locks in place or what? Helps them stand. I know they got a lot of weight on those legs, on those leg bones. But elephants are so smart. They're so cool, man. They're just like wise old dinosaurs or something, right? They're thin. I know their skin is really thick, very thick. And I know it's expensive too. Some of the guys that were in the prison I was in, they were like having magazines with leather and alligator hide and ostrich, and I don't even know if you can get elephant. Yeah, something just like that, right? But yeah, everything is everything. So I'm gonna try to get out a little more, try to go around a little more. I mean, my existence is that's what I thought he was talking about, country. I thought he was talking about that. Yeah. Is it like a is it like a tendon or something? Yeah, it's like a tendon. Yeah, those suckers are, man, I don't know. I don't even want to go there. But yeah, I love animals, man. Animals are cool. Those tigers in India and shit, those are vicious, man. You see how those people wear a mask on the back of their head? They'll wear like a human face mask on the back of their head when they go out away from the village or out on these rivers and stuff, these little waterways and stuff where they go out hunting or something, they'll wear that mask. I guess that's to keep the tiger from attacking them from behind. Tiger sees that face, thinks they're spotted, but some of those tigers, it looks like to me, some of the film footage I've seen, it looks like they get very hungry, very hungry. And when they do, they don't care what it is. They will try anything. That's what you call desperation mode. When you're in danger of non-existence, you go into desperation mode. That's why I couldn't understand, like, country, you know what I'm talking about. Some of these guys, you probably know too, Marsfield, you guys all know. But sometimes these guys freeze up, right? In prison. They just, somebody, one of their cell, you pull out a knife or something, and they just freeze up. They just freeze. And their whole body just lock up. They couldn't, like, they were just frozen in place. And of course, the door's locked, whatever, you can't go anywhere. But I really, I don't know. I don't really understand it, but I've heard it several times where guys will just stand there and, you know, basically just get hit. Um, nah, nah, no. You got to get that out of your head right up front. I mean, you got to be ready to go at any moment, right? You got to, in a situation like that, yeah, you got to be ready to, you got to be ready to die, of course, but yeah, you can't just stand there. Yeah, I'm going to do that, country, and I will go ahead and put it up a few days early. That's my bad for not putting it up. I should have put it up earlier, for sure, not just the day of or the day before. 3, 4, 5 days in advance, and then put it up on social media. Just keep kicking around. But yeah, we'll get things going. Ain't no big deal. Um, you know, I'm here for the long haul. I'm not. I'm not planning on going anywhere. Not that I couldn't fall over dead, um, but I won't know it. I mean, um, yeah. I mean, anything can happen at any time, but I'm not planning on going that way anytime soon. I'm planning on continuing to do this work, putting these little pieces together and building up time tracker enterprises. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you, brother. I hear you, country. Yeah, you're a. I know you're a big help to Chad. You're a big help to me too. I know you're like, yeah, you're like cool with all of that. So that's really good. That's great, man. Appreciate you too. And then, yeah, we got some good people, some decent people on board. And you know, the Murdaugh thing, I hit a couple of crime reports. There's Nick. Hey Nick, how's it going, man? Everything good there where you are? Yeah, they don't want to promote the prison channels. Well, you know, I think if we just make it into a news thing like crime reports, um, yeah, good deal, Nick. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, glad to hear you're doing good, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you showing up. I know the notices haven't really been getting out there very good. Um, we're going to start a little bit earlier next week. We'll get like 4 or 5 days ahead of it and start putting those out. Yeah, John. Yeah, yeah. I like blockheads. Thank you. Thank you, man. I like blockheads. What I'm trying to do, John, okay, all right, brother. Be at peace. Be at peace, country. Be at peace, man. But what I'm trying to do, John, I'm going to, um, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Charlie Brown's teacher. It's all just, it's me writing the script and then getting this text to voice. A simple app, you know, that just changes it. And I put it on my phone. Yeah, nobody can understand him, right? But there's a little secret to that too. You'll find out eventually. But yeah, it's all good. I think Blockheads is going to go somewhere. But what I want to do is this. I want to set up a second level to the membership channel on YouTube, and I want to offer. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Make sure to check that tray. Just messing with his head, right? He's just messing with his head. It's Collins, Jasper Collins. So yeah, he's been in solitary for a long ass time. But we'll keep introducing characters as we go along, little by little. We're gonna we're going to build out these sets a little bit, use a couple more little sets. And yeah, but I mean, isn't that true though? Isn't that classic? Like, you wait and you wait and you wait on your property, right? It's like a week or two. Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll check into it. We'll see. Yeah. And you're eating all this crap off the trays and everything. And then all of a sudden you get your property and, you've got Zuzus and whams in there or whatever. And you just go to the neck. And yeah, they ate a few too many candy bars, I think. But Blockheads is going to do great. Blockheads is going to go somewhere. What I was trying to say is this. I'm going to, yeah, all of it is country. It's all based on, like, I just put things together, I do scenes and then they kind of just fall together, really. They kind of just, the last thing I do, yeah, I think so, John. Cartoon Network. I've checked it out a little bit. I've done a little bit of research about it. They're constantly flipping their CEOs and their directors of development and everything. But at some point, somebody's going to get a hold of that. Somebody's going to see that, and they're going to say, yeah, we got to get a hold of this guy. But what I'm trying to do in advance, yeah, absolutely, John. Got to keep putting it out there. That's what I'm going to keep doing. We're shifting a little bit to crime reports for just regular YouTube because I want to commentary and follow some of these cases like Alex Murdaugh, who, in my view, obviously, it was a murder-suicide. I mean, he'd just been approached that day. His wife went to the attorney to see about a divorce. His partners had just, buttonholed him up in the office that very day about him stealing the firm's monies and what he was going to do about it, and the boat case with his son. And he'd already, I guess, attempted a suicide at one point in the past. So he probably just said to himself, F it. This is it. And, he went up there and he killed those two, but he couldn't follow through with himself. When it came to putting it, to actually pulling that trigger, he probably put the gun up under his own chin or whatever, or in his mouth or whatever, but he couldn't pull that trigger. Couldn't do it. And, I don't even want to go there, but that's what happened with him. But I'm going to keep giving the commentary on these different trials and crime reports. That's going to be the major YouTube, just general YouTube thing that I'm going to, because I want to try to get away from, like you were saying, YouTube is not promoting the prison-based channels. They're just not doing it. I think we're basically cut out of the algorithm on that. So if we switch to a news channel or even a news/educational type curriculum, does true crime? Well, I mean, but 12K, the guys that I was talking to the other day, they were saying, oh, Twitch. I've heard about Twitch. I got to write that down too. But I'd like to stream in other places for sure and just kind of expand those horizons. But I think crime reports, it's more or less just me commenting on the trial and the cases and the law and the things that I pretty much know a lot about. And then on the membership channel, I'm just going to continue with the Chronicles of Captivity, but I'm going to add, I'm going to add certain benefits at lower level channel, but I'm also going to create a higher level channel membership level where I'm going to give out a lot of incentives because, number one, I want other people to become a part of this. I want other people to be a part of time tracker enterprises. But I want them to be a part where you've actually got a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? You actually own some stock. Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm not saying that this is Nike or Microsoft starting out in a garage or something, but pretty similar. And, I'm going to keep working on all this stuff every day. I'm going to be right here working on this stuff and trying to get this stuff together. And it will come together. We will build. We are building. Slowly but surely, we are doing everything the right way, step by step. So, yeah, the people who are now members that want to jump up to that other level will give you a deal, but we'll also give you the first in. The first people are going to, let's say the first 1,000 or the first even 500 or whatever number we come up with for membership, that first number will get the main benefits all the way through. And, I don't want it to be a big number, but, what's a big number when it comes to that? We've got to figure all that out yet. So we don't know right now, but we know what we want to do, and what we're likely going to do is we're likely going to try to give people that want to be on board Rumble. What'd you say? Twitch and Rumble. I'm going to write this stuff down. Twitch, Rumble. I know there has to be quite a few. I mean, YouTube is the biggest platform out there. I don't know by how much, but it's a significant platform. But they do take a pretty hefty cut. But those guys I was talking to the other day, they said, look, there's no reason why. I guess they know people that are making $30,000 or $40,000 a month or something. Harvey. Hi, Harvey. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. But yeah, I don't know how people do it, because, I'm looking at, pennies or something. So, yeah, I mean, we're just going to keep trying to expand out there and just plug in here, plug in there, plug in. But we've got to do it in an intelligent fashion. We don't want to just, we're not trying to just, shoot like a blunderbuss or something. We're trying to do everything in a calculated and professional manner. We're trying to do this right. So, but unfortunately, I spent the last almost 33 years in federal prison, so I just don't have a good take on the whole social media thing. All that happened after I was locked up. And of course, while you're locked up, you don't have access really to learn much of anything about it. My wife did send me some books about, iPhone, she sent me books that I requested. Now, sometimes the prison wouldn't let them in, like any kind of computer programming or anything like that. The prison wouldn't let them in. They kept saying that it was, well, there's a market out there. There is a market. Advertising is really the market. These giant corporations that are, you have to keep pumping in, because if people don't know who you are, if they don't know what your product is, if you don't keep it in their face, then yeah, you're probably not going to sell as much as you would otherwise. So yeah, we're going to have to look into all this. We're going to have to see about what other platforms we can go up on and just kind of spread our wings a little bit and get going with some of this other social media access. But right now it's just trial and error, just learning the ropes, just putting things together little by little. And, you know, at some point we'll get to the place where we start to pick up some speed. I'm not really all that concerned about it. Not really, because what do I need? Honestly, I mean, I could sleep outside. I could sleep under a tree somewhere on the ground. I don't have any problem with that. All I need is a sleeping bag and maybe a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know. I get by. But we do want to try to, build up a little bit and do something not only creative, but do something that actually has an effect of helping people who need help, who want to be helped, who I think everybody can tap into this internal wealth. I don't think people understand the fact. It's not really a concept, it's a fact. We all have this internal wealth. It's part of our being, it's part of our psyche. It's these qualities and skills, and there's a reason why they call them values or attributes. Oh, I didn't know Musk. Yeah, that's interesting. Musk owns Rumble. Twitter owns Rumble. Yeah, well, there you go. That could be something. That could definitely be something. But we've got books. We've got a lot of books. We got a lot of books coming out too. We've got like 6 more books in the works. We've got the one on the Brian Kohberger, the Idaho case. We've got a narrative there. Twitter. Yeah, but there's whoever owns Rumble understands that there's a big market out there, and that all depends on you start building up your platform. You got to build up your platform. You've got to pay people. I mean, YouTube used to do it. And that's another thing. How is YouTube blocking these videos that they say are, I'm putting up videos and every once in a while they get blocked or demonetized because copyright thing, but I'm not using any copyrighted material. This is all public domain. And then when you talk about graphic scenarios, like Harvey's talked about, have you seen some of the stuff that's actually up on YouTube? There's some really graphic stuff up on YouTube. I don't know how if there's censors looking for graphic content that's too explicit and too ugly to be shown. They're not doing a very good job but again, I don't know if if they program something in just to hit the prison shows. I mean, it would be nice to have a coalition of the prison-based content or I don't know if it's, I guess you'd have to say it's prison-based to a degree. but it's not like anybody's glorifying being a criminal or going to prison. I mean, how could you even do that with a straight face in the first place? It'd be very difficult to do. So, yeah, I don't know. But it'd be nice if there was some kind of a coalition that could get together and say, okay, look, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to move on then. Yeah, yeah, got a buck on them. Got to let them know, hey, we ain't playing this shit, dude. You know, you're making your money. There's no reason in the world for you to be trying to cut us out of the picture here just because you don't understand something. Yeah. Yeah, they are. They are. I think they program something into their algorithms because it just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. The guys I was talking to out of Chicago, they said, well, what's going on? You should be up in the tens of thousands of subscribers by now. What's happening? How come these views are low like this? Even on an organic scale, they should be up there. So I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of making some contacts with YouTube execs and laying it on the line and saying, look, but to do that, you need kind of a coalition. You need a group to buck on them, right? To say, okay, all right, well, but YouTube, the attitude that YouTube is going to have is, all right, well, we don't really want you on our platform to begin with, so see ya. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. That's kind of their smirky, smarmy attitude. I mean, that's what I'm feeling anyway. That's what I'm thinking would be the way that they would come back at that. This is why I'm moving off to the side a little bit. I'm gonna do the news, the crime reports, like true crime, just the analysis, just the commentary, which, that's the algorithm's not set against that. But it might already have picked up the channel itself. I might have to switch channels or put a new name down or start something else just for that, like a crime report channel. But we're in the midst of figuring all this out. Hopefully we get there soon. I think we will. But it's just a matter of time. It's, we're still having fun. We're still doing this. We're still rocking it. I think everything will be fine. Just take some time and looking around and trying to figure out. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. I mean, there's people that have, like, recently that have complained about their comments not being on the comment board or on the channel or whatever. I'm like, we're not removing comments. I don't even know if you can remove comments. We're not doing it. If they're gone or if they're not there, I have no idea why they're not there. I try to answer every comment that comes in. I try to answer it. There's certain ones that you really can't give much of an answer to, or you find out somebody's just pulling your chain on certain, just making statements, just see if they can get a rise out of you or whatever. But I don't mind controversy. I think controversy drives the narrative sometimes. It drives the story. So it's an essential element. But yeah, just got to bone up a little bit, sharpen up a little bit, see what's what, who's who, and get to where we need to be as soon as we can, but not really breaking our necks to get there either. But anyway, this is the hour. I see that it's 60 minutes, and yeah, that's all we're trying to do, Nick. All we're trying to do really is just give people a heads up. Hey, look, you know, you're heading the wrong direction. Diggity dank. Yeah, yeah, yeah. YT's not, we're just not really doing the right thing here. Um, I wish there was just some evidence. I wish there was some kind of actual evidence, like a statement or you know, some kind of indication, because you never know. I mean, these places are, they could put anything into their algorithms, right? They could program anything. Who would know? They could discriminate or be biased. Hey, Chris, great seeing you, man. Great seeing you, Chris. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you guys. Look, I'll be back next week, and I'll let everybody know 4 or 5 days in advance, and I'll keep pushing it right up until the day. Yeah, diggity dank. My man, Marsfield Lime, Country, Chris, Nick, Emma, David, you guys be cool. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. And we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so yeah. ASP 19. Wow. 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 Thank you, ASP. Thank you, Sparky. Appreciate that very much. Really do. That's big. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep. You guys have a great weekend. Keep your chins up, you know, keep your confidence up. Have some fun when you can. I mean, just relax. Enjoy things. Just enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your lives while you got them. And, you know, your freedom, it's important. And, you know, just keep your heads together. Do the right thing when you can. And if you have to force yourself, then just force yourself. Just do the right thing. Stay out of those cages, man. Sparky, love you, brother. Love you. Love you, love you. And I'll see you guys next week. I'll give you a good heads up on all of this. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, Country. Tell your kids you love them. Spend some time. Take them somewhere. Just be with them. You don't have to take them anywhere. Just be with them. Just be with them. Kids love that. But I got to run. I got a jet. So I'll see you guys next week, and we'll talk about bigger things. We'll talk about better things. See you then.